I'm going to start it this time. Hi, Kelly.
Oh, hi, Dawn. It's so good to see you. How's every little thing?
It's all just peachy keen.
Wow. Well, it's been great catching up. I'll talk to you later.
Peace out. I think the downswing was probably just prior to the last time we recorded, and now it's the upswing.
Oh, you were in a funk, and now you've pulled out of it.
You thought I was mad at you, and I said, no, I just am sick of everything.
We should celebrate with a nice glass of white wine tonight. That's what I've wanted to do.
Ooh,
Yep.
a nice glass of white wine.
Mhm. It could be a shitty glass of white wine.
It could be a canned wine from Trader Joe's.
Well, that's delicious. I have no that is great stuff.
Only the best for you, Kelly.
Yeah, I know, right? What would you like to talk about? Let's hear what we want to talk about today.
This episode, Kelly, I'm going to get into my announcer radio voice if I can do it. Kelly, this episode. No.
No, just use your normal voice.
Last episode, I said that you should be the one to do the intro and outro so you can sound ridiculous.
I know, but I don't know what the topic is.
Redefining yourself. Go.
Oh, today's conversation is all about redefining yourself. How Kelly has redefined herself, how Don has redefined himself, and how they together have redefined their relationship. I mean, that wasn't bad. It was just weird because I was talking in the third person.
You did a fantastic job.
Thank you. Oh, wow. That's sad. Don't do that.
To all those awesome people out there, welcome. I'm Don. That's Kelly. And this is my announcer voice.
Yep, that's it.
This is our show, Two Awesome People. Of course, we've all redefined ourselves, whether we're conscious of it or not. I think that we are all redefining ourselves in every kind of moment, and sometimes it's bigger than others, maybe.
Okay. I'm not entirely sure when or how I have redefined myself, other than maybe like when I had a baby, I redefined myself as a mother, but that was more of like a practical redefinition.
You had no choice.
So tell me about yours.
I just know I'm just going to go on about like some long-winded rant and be like, well, this is all getting cut.
We need to have like a flashing light that tells you to shut your mouth.
Do you think that we need to have that just in life in general?
I don't want to shut you up all of the time. No.
I probably need it.
You just take a minute to get to where you're going. That's all. You take the scenic route to a point. That's it.
At least I have a point. I feel some people in our lives like take the long way to nowhere.
Dawn, I would say that sometimes you have a point. It's not a given that there's always one there, but that really, I don't always have a point. Sometimes I just like to hear the sound of my own voice. No, I'm just kidding. I certainly don't do that.
I like the sound of your voice.
No, I would like to hear about your redefinitions.
I think that there's been tons of times we've redefined ourselves.
Oh, I know one.
Of course you know one.
Well, I was going to say career-wise, when you change careers, you redefine yourself.
About 15 years ago, I went from a feature TV editor to a director.
Right. So the definition of Dawn changed.
The work definition.
Right. Yeah. When you redefine yourself in the capacity of the professional world, do you think that it redefines you in other aspects of your life too? Do you think that other parts of your identity changed?
Kelly, what a great question.
Inquiring minds want to know, Don.
Yes, I think that no doubt whether you redefine yourself in your social life, your relationships, at work, it affects everywhere else. And so when I went from being an editor to director, I was sick of editing at that point, and it made me a happier person, switching and redefining myself that way. But now, honestly, I wouldn't mind redefining myself again. I think this podcast is us redefining ourselves because it's like a new avenue of who we are.
Yeah, I don't know that it's big enough scope to define any part of me, though, I have to say. But
really? You don't think you're redefining yourself with this?
I don't think so. I mean, maybe in that it's like out of character for me a little bit, but I don't know what the new definition of me would be because of that.
You're a podcaster.
Yeah, I would probably never introduce myself as that. So I don't know if that's true.
When you leave, let's say, high school and go into college, have you redefined your personality? Maybe you were an introvert in high school and you wanted to be bigger or louder and or maybe you wanted to be friendlier. So you walked into college and consciously said, I'm going to try to be,
Well,
more engaged.
yeah, I would say that when I was a preschool parent, I was very antisocial. I straight up didn't like the people around me there. They were not my crowd. And then when we went to public school, I don't know if I made a conscious effort. I mean, I guess I did because I volunteered a little bit, but I was much more open to the parents there. And so I was able to make friends and things like that that I really did not do for the years that they were in preschool.
Mm,
Mm.
let me think.
They just were not my crowd. And I think it has to do with public school versus like private school a little bit.
Ooh, dropping the bomb on the private school.
It was just a different vibe, at least for me at that point in my life. That's all.
Think it was a little bit of both. You wanted to redefine your relationship with other parents. I think that was a part of it. We had the experience of preschool.
Yeah.
Yeah, where it was not overly satisfying to us.
Well, and it was also actually in an effort to sort of like redefine things for the boys because they didn't really make good friends in preschool. And I needed to like model relationships for them and how to make friends and things like that.
you wanted to redefine who you were and your relationship towards other parents.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess I did. Look at me go.
Boom.
Yeah.
Boom. I've never redefined myself in my life. Boom. There it is.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that was it. It was sort of like becoming a mom and then trying to
You've
make
done
friends.
more. You've redefined yourself more.
Maybe little
Come on.
pieces of myself.
You don't go through a funk and then you're like, I'm in a funk. I don't feel great about myself. I need to redefine a little bit.
Is that what you did to get out of your funk?
I think a bit.
So what did you
See,
do?
I think the difference between you and I sometimes is I think I'm maybe more always in the process of redefining. And this may be the difference
Oh,
between.
you're so advanced, Dawn. You're just
No.
always evolving.
I think that.
I'm always redefining
I
myself.
can't help it.
Yeah.
I think that I'm someone that likes change. You're someone that doesn't.
Yeah, I
And
don't like change.
Yeah, and it's to each their own. And so I think that we are both redefining ourselves in different ways, but I think that sometimes I'm more consciously aware of it because I want and crave change. So I like the redefining thing. I'm okay with feeling uncomfortable because part of redefining yourself is being uncomfortable.
But I'm curious if when you were in a funk recently and you pulled yourself out, if you did something to create change.
You have to first realize you're in a funk, and then you have to define how you're going to get out of the funk, or you just sit with it and then it disappears after a while. You just kind of slowly come out with it.
Mhm.
But I mean, I think that allowing yourself to be in a funk and be kind of grumpy is fine. I think that's fine for a
Funks
while.
are super important. I mean, if you have like clinical depression or something, then I think it's a little bit different. But in my case, at least, where I don't, I think that getting in a funk is like natural, and I think that to a certain extent, it's healthy because it sort of forces me to evaluate, I guess. I don't know
That's-
if it does.
Nope, it
It's-
does.
It sounds good to say, but to be honest, I don't know that I necessarily evaluate. I think I more just like have to push myself through it.
Kelly's evaluation.
Yeah, I don't know. So you evaluate things when you're in a funk?
Well,
That might put me into more of a funk because then you might be looking at things and being like, what am I doing?
you're in a funk and you'll look over and see me and you'll be like, holy
Yeah,
shit.
who is this person?
Ugh.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I guess maybe it forces you to really figure out what it is that you need to do to pull yourself out. So then it sort of like shows you what a priority is at that moment.
Yeah. You may do it consciously or subconsciously, and I think you may redefine yourself consciously or subconsciously.
Right.
Maybe you don't. Maybe you just sit and it just kind of passes, but I think that you just said it. You reevaluate.
Do you have any fun facts about redefining, Dawn?
Dawn's Reddit moment.
Yeah, I mean,
Is that what this is?
you're always on the Google with these things, and I'm curious what it says.
The process of intentional change to become a more fulfilling version of yourself. That is redefining yourself. So I guess it's not the subconscious.
So it's intentional change. Yeah, that's interesting. I wonder at what age most commonly people would start doing that.
Still would go back to like high school. That would be my guess of the
Probably.
first time, when you leave high school. Like, I think junior high to high school, you're probably too immature to figure out that, oh, I want to do this. But I think going off to college, you can learn from your high school experiences and decide that I'm going to have something different in college.
Well, yeah, because there's also like being a poser or imposter syndrome, and you'll feel like you're just kind of faking it. But really, maybe this is your intentional choice to take on this new persona.
Kelly, you are so smart. That is one of the topics. You just totally nailed it.
What did I nail exactly?
Well, in redefining yourself as a conscious choice,
Mm-hmm.
what you are is what you do.
Okay. Not what
And
I
so
said. So, what is it that I said that nailed it
Well,
exactly?
you just said that basically how you act,
Mm-hmm.
and even if it's a imposter, changes who you become. So you said your imposter syndrome, where you are saying, I'm going to fake it, but then you are actually doing things that change who you are.
Well, yeah. Or instead of I'm going to fake it, it's more like coming across as though you're faking it because it's maybe like a very big change all of a sudden. And so to people that know you, it comes across in sort of like a questionable way.
That's their problem. That's not a you problem.
Yes, but if you're in sort of like a static environment, if you're at high school, if you're in college, if you're in
Right.
a relationship or at a job and all of a sudden you're doing something different or you're being somehow different, it could still it would just be challenging. That's all.
What you're saying is that one day you shave your head bald and you come in with a giant mustache and you're just like, howdy, folks.
Well, I'm not going to come in with a giant mustache, but
No?
no. But
that would be redefining yourself.
yes, that would be a
Yeah.
new definition for sure. I don't even know what it would be, but it would be a weird one.
Exactly. Like one day I just decide I want to come in with eyeliner.
Right. Yeah, you could do
That'd
that.
be redefining yourself.
It would be a whole new look. I don't know if things like that are redefining yourself because that's more like just with your like appearance. That seems like a superficial redefinition
Maybe.
unless it's linked
You know what I've
to
thought about?
something else.
I'm going to admit something. I've kind of wanted to paint my nails.
Okay. I have nail polish.
I've never done that. Is that weird?
No, it's
Is that
not.
redefining a portion of me or just
Do you want to
trying
paint
something new?
all of your nails?
I don't know. It had just crossed my mind.
I have to paint my nails soon for your sister's wedding. So if you want to paint yours for that same event, that could be fun.
I'm the officiant in my sister's wedding, and I want to paint mine bright pink.
No, I don't think you should go bright pink. You should go like white. That would look so good in their wedding photos.
Yeah, you mean bright pink or white?
Well, really either. Really any painted nail it'd be a bold look. But I don't know if that's redefining yourself, Dawn. That's just playing with your appearance. Like when I pierced my nose, I wasn't redefining myself. There's no new definition of me other than Kelly with a pierced nose.
Here is Kelly with a pierced nose. I guess that's where it's like the literal definition of redefining, other than
Right.
making you look really good. But if you say, I want to redefine myself, it can be a slow burn. That's what I'm saying. It's not the like mustache bald cowboy who just walks in all of a sudden after being a business guy and starts talking with an accent.
That's more like some kind of a cry for
Weird
help.
breakdown.
Yeah.
It's I'm going to change how I talk to people. And so it's not evident. It's just
Right.
I'm going to stop saying mean things. I'm going to stop, I'm going to pierce my nose. Why'd you pierce your nose, Kelly?
Because I always wanted to. And I figured now's the time.
So in redefining yourself, you're just like, I'm going to open up a little bit more.
It was more like a midlife crisis.
Maybe that's painting my nails.
Well, for sure, that's what that is, Dawn.
Redefining yourself is probably heavier in midlife crisis.
I think that very often, at least in middle life, it's more of a reactionary thing. It's like if something happens in your life, then you're more prone to redefine yourself to sort of like fit it. Like
Yes.
if you go through a divorce,
Totally.
then you redefine yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, lose your job.
It's sort of like inflicted on you is like a need to redefine yourself, basically.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Was that on Google too?
That brings me to my Reddit post.
I'm just joking.
Well, in this Reddit post, somebody posted 22 years old that they want to start over completely. How to go about doing that. But basically they've had a lot of messed up things happen, been bullied, publicly humiliated, abused. Nobody takes them seriously. All this stuff, very intense. And they want to redefine and reinvent
Dawn,
themselves.
What an uplifting message to share with us all. God, you should vet these things a little bit more.
Oops.
Okay. I mean, it sounds like that person might benefit from doing a little bit of redefining there.
But that's at 22.
Oh, and you're saying that's young. Yeah.
Well,
true.
I'm just saying that it can come at any time.
But the need to do it is essentially being inflicted on them by these, terrible events, I guess.
You need to learn who you are, evaluate what's happened, where you were, and set forth goals to where you want to go. And once again, I'm no expert on this thing.
Yeah.
Have you ever Yeah. Have you ever been in the position where you're like, I really want to set forth new goals?
Like a personal goal? I don't know. Nothing comes to mind, but I'm sure that I have. Do you know any personal goals for myself?
For you?
Yeah.
I think you're fulfilling them right now. Sometimes I have to pull you through to like new places.
I get tunnel vision. Yes, I do get tunnel vision because if I have a goal, it's sort of like when I make a to-do list, I am the kind of person who would include on the to-do list, write a to-do list so that I can at least check something off. Like I need to be able to have a list that shows progress is being made. Like I'll put something on the to-do list that I've already done, whatever it is, so that I at least have that accomplishment. So when I have goals or a list of things that I need to do, I am very focused on getting that done. It's sort of like I cannot rest until it is completed.
There will be no rest.
Yeah. So like personal goals for myself, I don't know if I so much set a goal for bettering myself, but I'll set goals for like whatever responsibility I have or something.
You don't set any goals to better yourself? Well, that's because you're perfect just the way you are.
You are so bad at that.
What do you mean? What am I bad at?
I did have sort of like an unofficial goal where, sometimes I have a hard time with other people and appreciating their efforts. And I did set like a mental note to myself that like everybody is pretty much trying to do things for the betterment of whatever we're working on.
Except for Stacy, who's in the corner just trying to screw us all.
No, I'm
Damn,
serious.
Stacy.
I try to look at people as like having a good intent, basically. And if I can look at people that way, it makes everything easier.
I love that.
I tend to be kind of judgy and it
Judge in a more
makes
positive light.
well,
You
it
can
just
still
sort of
judge in a
no,
positive
it
light.
kind of takes judging out of it if you just
Right.
look at it with like, oh, they're all well-intentioned. Like everybody's well-intentioned. They have whatever's best interests in mind. Like that makes everything smoother and easier. So I did in the last year try to view people that way.
Wow, that is really
I
hard to do. And
think that I've actually done pretty good. But, you know, it continues. It's not like it was for a fixed amount of time. So, you know, I'm trying to be a better person.
Kelly, you are a great person.
Just call me Saint Kelly. That's all. That's all.
Saint Kelly.
Let's do a word association.
Okay.
All right, let's do the word frame.
I mean, you clearly just saw a frame. I think you got to pick a word that has to do with redefining yourself. Like
Oh, for God's sake.
belief.
Belief?
Yeah.
It's a really hard one. Honestly,
I think of one thing.
what do you think of?
God.
Do you want to know what's really funny? I was thinking Santa. You definitely went grander, and I went more like, you know, the scale that I think at, which probably says that you believe in God and I believe in Santa.
You believe in Santa? Well, good. I'm glad you still believe in Santa, Kelly. How magical for you.
Or delusional.
Or
depends on
delusional.
your
Maybe
take.
we should go see a therapist or a doctor.
No.
So redefining yourself is really just about how you decide to change yourself. So like what you were saying about how you are trying to have more of a positive mindset and judge people less and come from the attitude of, you know, they mean well. And that's
Yeah.
a slow burn.
What do you mean it's a slow burn? Like that change takes time?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Creating a new habit. You're now
Right.
looking through rose-colored glasses, Kelly.
Yes.
Welcome. Isn't the world prettier?
Is that what you do? Is that what you're saying?
Fundamentally, I always look at people like they're wanting to do good.
You definitely appreciate people.
This shit's hard.
Yeah, just being.
Just
Just
being.
being is very
It's-
hard. So way to go, everybody.
But yeah, redefining, you're consciously saying, I want to do this.
Yeah, it's kind of like just bettering yourself. It's just ways to improve.
That goes
So-
back to the definition. It's an intentional change to become a more fulfilling version of yourself, which is what you're
Yeah.
doing.
There you
Look
go.
at that. You
I know.
have redefined the shit out of yourself.
I am a textbook case of redefining myself.
In the dictionary, it just shows your photo.
Yeah, that's it. It was just C. Kelly.
I think it's also pushing yourself into an uncomfortable zone.
Which really, it's like if you push yourself into an uncomfortable situation, then you probably have to also change other parts of you to sort of fit into that situation a little bit better too, or thrive in that situation.
Go ahead and thrive, Kelly.
Yeah, well, I'm trying.
You're succeeding. For me, what's a very big visual redefine for specifically probably more women is like when my grandmother went from dyeing her hair to going full gray.
Yes.
I think that's redefining yourself.
Well, it is because it's sort of like it shows an acceptance, I think.
Full acknowledgement of like, hey, that portion of my life is done and now I'm on to the gray haired portion.
Right. Yeah.
Would you do that? Are you going to go gray?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I don't have any grays right now, but I mean, I'm sure I will eventually. You have grays.
I'm starting to get gray. That's because I
Mhm.
think I'm carrying more stress than ever before.
Yeah, I know that that's why.
What do you think that the 20-year-old version of Kelly would say to this age?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's a hard one.
I don't really think that I'm, like, too incredibly different than 20-ish like, when I was in my 20s, I think my personality was pretty similar to what it is now.
Really?
I do. Do you think
Oh.
it was very different?
Yeah, I think you're way more mature.
Well, I mean, that would make sense.
You're like 20 years older.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've like
Uh,
matured 20 years.
what do you think Don in his 20s would think of Don in his 40s?
I think Don in his 20s would be like, "What the fuck, dude? Really?"
Why?
No, I'm
Why?
kidding. No, I actually think that I had taken big redefining steps that I would have never seen at, let's say, 22. I think that switching careers, my involvement in volunteering, I think
Yeah,
that,
I was gonna say your careers and your hobbies are
yeah,
they would probably be surprising
yeah,
to the person that you were. But I think personality-wise, it's probably you're the same.
happy go lucky.
Yep, that's what you are.
I used to be more happy go lucky. Was always like, life's great. This is awesome.
Yeah, but that changes when
Yeah.
your life changes, when you have kids, like when you get married, like everything changes. So,
I,
that goes back to the stakes get higher.
right. The
Yeah.
stakes have been raised.
Yeah.
How would you like to redefine yourself in the next 10 years?
Um,
Oh, that's a bomb. I mean,
I don't
damn.
know how I would want to redefine myself. If I change, I want to change for the better. That's all. What do
Yeah.
you have?
I think redefining like what I do to bring in funds wouldn't
Yeah.
would take
Right.
stress off. How can I, be financially successful in, you know, not what I'm doing right now?
I mean, really, Dawn, if you could figure that out, you could sell that information to lots of other people who feel the very same way.
Well, that's why there's so many redefining yourself books and self-help
Right.
books and seminars. And I think there's a huge amount of people that want to redefine themselves. And I think that it's common to the human condition to want to be the best version of yourself. So everybody's constantly redefining yourself. It's just, I guess, the conscious sit down and figure it out.
Yeah. I mean, it's just funny because it's like my goal for the future would just be like, I just hope that I am happy and that I am a better version of myself. And yours is much more practical. Yours, I'm sure, is that you want to be happy and a better version of yourself. But at the same time, you're also thinking practically in terms of your profession or income, and it's like you have an immediate goal to figure out like a new avenue of income basically.
Do you think that we will drastically redefine ourselves when the kids go to college?
I mean, we would have more free time, so I think that maybe I would pick up like a new hobby or something. um
Pole dancing?
yeah, Dawn, that'll be my hobby. That's that's absolutely what I was thinking.
Sweet. It's
um
healthy. It's good for you.
We could do couples pole dancing. You and I both. We could both do it.
I like that, Kelly. Well, you know what? You are amazing. I love how you've redefined yourself over so many years, and I continually am excited to see you redefining yourself and becoming a more fulfilling version of yourself, Kelly.
Wow, Dawn, that is intense. That's really nice. Thank you for being so nice. I appreciate your redefining of yourself because, I mean, your biggest redefinition was your changing career, which has done major things for our family, both in terms of like the time that you're at home and income. So, it's a win win.
All right. Well, to all you awesome people out there, I hope that you're finding a wonderful way to redefine yourself, or don't. Maybe you're perfect just the way you are, and redefining why.
What that means, Dawn, is that what we've talked about is meaningless to you. So who cares?
Hopefully you laughed along the way.
Yeah, hopefully. All right. Thank you for hanging out with us.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.